Okay, boys, what we're going to do today is we're going to discuss magnets, right? Magnet placement is what I'm looking for here. And what I've got is a little smorgasbord of different blades, right, that I'm going to use different size magnets on. And we're going to go through these different magnets that I'm using and give you an idea where I use what and why I use what, and give you an idea of how to use these mags that are coming with this Holo Pro. First is going to be your round mag. This round mag is actually a little bit different than the one that I'm sending out to you guys that bought a Holo Pro. Mine is actually a little bit bigger. The diameter of this is like 1 1/4 or so, and the one that I'm sending out is only a 1-inch magnet. So the difference is my magnet's a little bit more powerful on this particular mag setup. This one, the big one. The one you've got is going to have a little bit smaller ball and a little bit smaller magnet, and I think that's more manageable because this one has got some Congo nuts, bruh. I mean, it don't play. But anyway, so the biggest magnet is this one. Next down we have a dual shape or a dual magnet with L-shaped knob. This one is my favorite knob or my favorite magnet that I make. This is Dennis Brooks Acorn mag. I've replaced the Magnite a couple of times. I mean, this girl here has been around for a while. I bet there's 10,000 blades, 10,000 cutters done with this. I would bet it's been with me for 8 or 10 years, 8 9 years. It's been here for a while. Anyway, let's go over this situation, and we'll get an idea how we go about attaching these things. All right, so a 4-blade, a regular 4-blade, anything from a 4 and bigger. So 3 3/4, 5/8, a 3-blade. 1-inch, the big blades, the big chunky blades. I start with a 4 because that's about the size to where a dual mag starts to become unmanageable. Okay, so 4-blade, you're still going to hit, see where the magnets are here? And what we're looking at is the magnets, how they attach on the top of the blade in correlation to where the synapse on the bottom of the blade is. Okay, so we want the magnets right in the middle of that synapse right there. And if you'll look, we're right to the very edge of that now. It would be better for me, honestly, to have this magnet further that way. But instead of that, and the way I hook these things up is I slide it up to the back. See how the back's on the table right here? And then I just let it stand up. And when it stands up, it's going to be right where I want it. Okay? But that's about as far as you're going to go forward on a 4-blade. That's right on the edge of too thick of a blade and too much of an angle. So what I'm doing on these 4 blades instead, especially on your 4 wides, these big wide ones, that thing gets heavy, right? We're going to go over to the big mag. And the big mag, we're just going to basically set it up to where the circle of the big mag is going to be something like that. I want to see if I can find the holes there. That's what you need to see. See how it's not quite to the hole? It's not quite to the hole on that side either. So that's about where we want to be. And if you look now, if you look at the synapse, the gap between the front and rear rail, now with this big magnet on here, you can see that we are pretty well centered in the center of that magnet. A whole lot better than we were with that dual mag. Okay, and so what that's going to allow me to do is, when I have this magnet in my hand and I'm just holding it, it's going to hang flat. Just by me holding it, it's going to hang flat. And that way when I go to approach the plate with it, all right, let's just set that down. Okay, so that's blade on plate. A little further back than what it needs to be. It's going to be actually about right there. Anyway, so that's where that needs to be. And then when I set my hand down on this, I'm instantly right where I want to be. I mean, it's just instantly comfortable for me, right? I'm going to put a finger on that side, a thumb on that side, and I'm gonna put my third finger here. And all I'm doing when I'm holding this blade in place, if you'll notice, my hand's completely free. I'm just holding on, and when I pick up this blade, I'm right where I want to be, and it's going to keep me right in line. And when I pick up the blade, you notice how it's flush, or how it sits flat in my hands, because just the weight of where I had this magnet placed far enough forward, it's going to sit and get flat quickly. That's what we're looking for, man. You just want this to be super comfortable. And when you're practicing, you're just with no plate going or nothing, and just get an idea how to stay inside the lines there and keep your blade flush. All right, so that's the big mag. We're going to use that on the wide cutter, or on the anything from a 4 up regular 4 or a wide 4. Now from that point down, let's say we go all the way down to a 7 blade. 7 blades, not quite as heavy. We're just going to use a regular L mag, right? And the way we're going to do that is we're going to set the magnet right here at the back, like that. See how it's just flush against the back of it? We're just going to set it down, just like that, and then let it stand up. And when it stands up, well, I didn't get it right in the center, but alright, that's where we're going to be. We want to be with that magnet right in the center of that synapse. And if anything, I could scoot that forward towards the tips of the teeth just a little bit more. But that's about where we want to be magnet placement on the L mag, right? Okay, and the very last thing that we're going to go over is the Acorn mag. Acorn magnet, I use that on all my cutters, just my regular cutters. Same thing, we're going to set it up, and we want that center line, actually that little screw, I want that just a smidgen forward, so that we're putting a lot of pressure right in the middle, that kind of on that line right there in the middle, rear rail, front rail, kind of on that line or real close to it. I'm a little bit forward towards the teeth as far as center line is going. And what that does is when you sit down, you're going to instantly have more weight in the front, just a little bit. It's going to help keep you flush, keep you flat. Now the last thing that we're going to talk about is the L-shaped magnet again. One more time, I'm trying to get through this. I know it's a long video. Okay, so the dual mag also I'm using on wide cutters. And I really, really love this thing for wide cutters, because when you're on a, like if I just use a regular Acorn mag, when I get on the plate, it's wonderful. You can get it lined up, but when you get on the plate, if you get these cutters warm or hot, they're going to start to wrinkle up on you. They're going to start to taco. If they're flat like that, they're going to start to do that number. Or if they're flat, they're going to start to do this number. And that's when you start getting grind inefficiencies and missing this, that, and the other. You want to be as light on these as you possibly can on the plate. And you also want to have a wider grip than that. Because if I'm pushing right there in the middle, it is absolutely going to bow the shape of that as heat is induced. So the way I get away from that is I'm going to go to a dual mag on that. And what that allows me to do there is get centered up in the middle of my synapse, but my magnets now are grabbing out far enough towards the edges of the cutter that I think it helps to maintain the shape of the cutter a little bit better. That's what's up, man. You want to be able to just get your mag on, and then you want to be able to go straight to the plate. And if you'll notice, when I set my hand down, my palm down here, it just sits down. I mean, I am right where I want to be. I have this corner cut out on my machine where I can kind of catch my pinky in there, and that just makes it work for me, bro. That's how I'm using my Holo Pro. And you guys that just bought a Holo Pro, your palm deal is not going to be quite as wide as what mine is. Mine's a little bit wider. Yours is going to be about like there to there. But you can put like a stud sticking off the top of it. There's so many things, attachments that you can do to make this portion of it more comfortable for you. But we're not going over that right now. So anyway, that's the magnets, guys. You're going to get a big round for your number 4s and up. Number 3, 3 1/4, 3 3/4, 5/8, the big blades. You're going to use this big round mag. I definitely would recommend you get one of Dennis's Acorn mags, bro. I bet I've done 10,000 mags with this thing, or 10,000 blades with this thing. That one, and then of course the last one is going to be your little L. If you guys have any more questions, or if you want to talk about different magnets, put them on here in the thread, guys. Thanks.